Good afternoon and welcome back to NWR's Vantage Point Conference. Up next, we have the CFO of Racing and Sports, Tim Olive. Before I hand over to Tim, I do remind participants that this session is a short presentation followed by a more interactive Q&A. So if you would like to ask a question, please do via the Q&A function at the bottom of your screen. Tim, I'll now hand it over to you.
Thanks very much, Max, and good afternoon, everyone. Just a quick introduction for myself. As Max said, my name's Tim Olive. I'm the Chief Financial Officer of Racing and Sports. I've been with the business since October last year as it progresses through its scale-up journey. I do want to pass on apologies from our CEO, Stephen Crisp. Steve has just boarded a plane to fly over to the UK to meet with some of our key clients, prospects and stakeholders over there. So he'd love to be here otherwise. So I pass on Steve's apologies. Look, I'll jump into an overview of the business. Okay, so Racing and Sports are a well-known and trusted brand in the Australian racing and wagering industry, have been so for 20 years. We listed on the ASX in November 2021 and have been busy scaling up capability and growing the business since then. We're a leading provider of data and content products, wagering technology and digital media services to the global racing, wagering and sports industries. And everything we do is powered by our world-leading racing database, which has been kept for over 20 years with meticulous quality control, extensive international coverage and a range of proprietary information. And just to give you a feel of the size of our database, it covers 35 countries of racing, including all three codes. It records 30 million participant runs and has over 5.5 million data points. So it's a really rich set of data, and we have a range of proprietary information in there as well. Just jumping into the next slide, Racing and Sports have got three main business lines, being our premium data and content and distribution services as our main offering, wagering technology and digital and media. We utilise our market-leading database, our in-house horse racing experts and significant artificial intelligence tools to produce really high quality content for the racing and wagering industries. Our data and content business is our largest and most established business. We provide form, comments, analytics for many of the largest wagering operators in Australia, which promotes engagement for wagering participants and also generates turnover for those businesses. So it's very well valued by those operators and seen as a really key part of their offering to market. We also provide data and content services to a range of other stakeholders in the Australian racing industry. We announced in our half-year earnings post-December that our annualised recurring revenue for data and content was 6.2 million. And with some of the announcements since then, that's grown significantly. Our largest growth opportunities in the data and content space are in the areas of international racing data and content, which is very much in its infancy for Racing and Sports. Sports data and content, which is a completely new offering for Racing and Sports, which will be a real cross-sell play for us to be able to, again, enrich the sports offering of wagering providers and promote engagement around sports betting, which is a growing part of the market. And also, we've got a range of innovative new products as well, which are going to cater to new demographics. So that's some of the growth opportunities that lie ahead for data and content. Moving on to wagering technology and services. This is one of our highest growing business segments, okay? It has a range of elements to it. Basically, one of the core elements is our trading solutions offer, which is a three-tiered offer, which includes the provision of pricing services, a trading platform which allows wagering operators to systemize and codify a lot of their trading decisions, and also a fully managed outsourced trading service that we do in partnership with Racebook HQ. Now, this offering is very much in its infancy, early in its life cycle, and we see a great deal of growth opportunity ahead of us in that trading offering space with our really high quality offering and our flexible engagement model. So we see that as a major growth strategy for Racing and Sports. And in addition to our trading offering, we're about to launch a wagering 360 platform, which is a sort of host platform for wagering providers as well. This is our fastest growing business unit, and we see lots of growth runway ahead of us. We also provide operating systems for racing bodies, the Greyhound Board of Great Britain, over in the UK, we've just taken over the running of their national form database, and we're moving forward with developing a race day operating system for them as well. So, yeah, really high growth area for us, and it's largely a software as a service type model, and in some cases it's linked to wagering turnover. So it's the sort of business that can scale up really quite quickly. Our third business pillar is digital media, which includes our website and other digital assets, which are very well regarded in the industry as a source of credible information. And currently our websites receive over 3 million unique visitors a year. We recently launched our UK website, and we'll launch a site in the US going forward. We expect there to be major growth in advertisers for digital media. We're seeing strong interest at the moment. We're also about to launch a virtual betting ring, and we see opportunities to grow revenue off our new international website assets. In terms of our customers, as you can see here, we've got a wide range of customers that represent a lot of the best known wagering brands in the global market. As you can see there, Tabcorp, Bet365, the Entain Group, the Flutter Group are all clients of Racing Sports. And when you add to that some of the racing bodies, including Racing New South Wales, Racing Victoria, Hong Kong Jockey Club, you can see that we're a trusted partner of many of the leading brands in the racing industry and wagering industry globally. So it's a really good foundation for racing and sports. The next slide shows our evolution of our customer acquisition over the last sort of 10 plus years. And from the point where we launched our premium racing data and content offering back with Betfair in 2007, we've seen really steady growth over the last sort of 10 plus years on adding additional clients in that space. And in the last 2 or 3 years, once we've gone through that ASX listing process, we've corporatized, invested in a range of core assets, we've seen an acceleration of our client acquisition and the brands that engage and rely on racing and sports. Just wanted to touch on a recent announcement we made. Everyone is well aware of Tabcorp, one of the leading providers of wagering services in Australia. We just signed a really significant deal with Tabcorp, which we announced recently to the market. And this is in addition to our existing international data supply arrangement. The contract is $1.8 million a year for the provision of premium racing data and content. And it's for a period of 3+3 years and indexes over that period. So Tabcorp will start to use our market leading, form data, content analytics, predictive models, and they will utilize them through their app, their website, their retail outlets, and through Sky Racing. So it's an exciting partnership for both ourselves and Tab, and we feel that it really helps to uplift the Tab offering to the market, and it does pave the way for future commercial partnerships between our companies. Just zooming out a little bit and looking at the international context, Racing Sports is most known in Australia. It's been operating here for 20 years. Our head office is in Canberra, where we have a team of about 50 or 60 staff. We've also got a scattering of staff across Sydney, Melbourne, and other parts of Australia. And we have a team supporting some racing functions out of New Zealand. We have a team in Sri Lanka as well, who give us a really cost-effective but high-powered provision of operational and racing support, and also technology services to back up the Canberra team, which provides the lead in all those areas. In terms of our growth markets, in the UK, we have a team of 5 who are largely focused on business development and have really strong and established networks through the UK. And they're leading the charge for us in driving growth in the UK and also into Europe. With the US obviously being a large market that's moving towards a more of a fixed odds model over time, we do have an office presence in Las Vegas, which we share with Sky Racing. And that is a key market for us going forward. But look, lots of opportunity for us across the globe. Whilst we're mature in some product areas in Australia, we're fairly immature in lots of other parts of the world, albeit that we do have a presence there. Probably just jumping forward into that international strategy. Much of our future growth is expected to come internationally, with us being fairly immature in those markets. We'll focus on continued growth in the UK and Europe, where we're strengthening our brand and building the foundations to drive future growth. And that's things like getting data rights licenses in those countries, building brand awareness, building our website, building and growing networks. We really do see the UK and Europe as being one of our very strong growth drivers over the short to medium term. by taking out our really well-respected data and content offers, that flexible trading offer that I talked about before, and some of the innovations that we think can bring new ideas to the UK and European market. We will push into the US in a sensible way as this opportunity continues to evolve. Fixed odds betting is only currently licensed in one of the states, so there's lots of growth runway ahead there. And I think as they move to a more established fixed odds model, there'll be lots of opportunities for our offerings, including the trades offering, some of the fixed pricing offers as well. So we are being measured and looking to time that properly, and we'll work with strategic partners to accelerate that growth. We'll also pursue opportunities in some emerging markets, notably in Asia, where we do have some presence, but there's an opportunity to greatly extend our footprint and the service offering we provide into Asia. And we also see the Middle East as a significant growth opportunity as well, which is a racing market that's relatively in its infancy and has really strong growth prospects going forward. We've anticipated some of this opportunity by investing heavily in translating our data and content into the languages of Spanish, French, Chinese, and some Korean as well. We're well advanced on that journey, and it really gives us an offer that is customised to those local markets and provides a differentiator relative to some of our competitors. So lots of growth opportunity for us internationally. Just looking at the outlook, we certainly have strong momentum heading into the end of the financial year. The Tabcorp deal was a really big one for us, which will help to grow our AMRR, our annualized recurring revenue, really significantly into FY24. And we expect that and some of the other items in our pipeline to take the company towards breaking even and then ultimately beyond. We do maintain a really healthy sales pipeline across all geographies and product areas, okay? And our future growth prospects are very encouraging, given that we now have some of the foundations being more established internationally, and our new capability around product expansion, our trading offer, and the like are starting to be rolled out as well. So it's really a international expansion and a product expansion growth strategy. So there's lots and lots of growth runway ahead of us. Some of the key focus areas are our wagering products. I've talked a number of times around the trading stack and the flexibility that comes with that. We see that as a really important support offering for wagering providers as we move into a period of consolidation and they're looking to find efficiencies and optimize their model or get best in breed. We also see significant growth opportunities around some of our wagering tech, Wagering 360 I've touched on, some innovative products around Easy Better, Pro Better, Trading Manager and Race Day Control. The sports opportunity is complete greenfield for us, and that's around data and content, ultimately market creation and the like. And in terms of innovation, we're really trying to keep the racing and sports culture of innovation and anticipate the new trends and come up with new products for younger demographics of punters, through some gamification, through visualizations, the use of iconography, and a more interactive experience for the younger demographic. We also are looking to work with wagering providers to reinvent the retail space through technology and experience. And we're looking to sort of ramp up our digital and social strategies as well to further the reach of the organisation. Look, so that's a quick overview of racing and sports. There's quite a bit to our business. It's a really exciting time in the business. We've built capability over the last 2 years particularly. We're now quite mature as a corporate organisation and have a lot of those products ready to go. And we're starting to establish our brand more strongly in those international markets. So we have a lot of growth runway ahead of us. It's a really exciting time, hopefully to be moving forward for strong growth outcomes and really strong outcomes for shareholders going forward. So Max, that's the formal part of the presentation. I might stop sharing, mate, and I'm happy to take any questions that people have.
Thanks, Jim. And just a quick reminder, you can ask a question via the Q&A function at the bottom of your screen. First question here is just some pipeline. Can we expect more deals similar in nature and scale to Picklebet and recently announced Tabcorp agreements?
Look, the pipeline's very strong, Max. I think certainly with respect to Picklebet, our trading offer is going to be a really strong focus for us. We are establishing marketing capability, to take that offer to market more effectively, and we're working closely with our partners, Racebook HQ, So we do see that as a significant growth opportunity for us that will mature over the next couple of years. In terms of Tabcorp, look, we do have some significant other data and content deals in the pipeline. There's not a Tabcorp on every corner, but there are some very significant deals both in Australia and internationally, and probably internationally with us establishing that data license in the UK, there's some really significant opportunities there to now compete on a level playing field and really get out and drive growth. Thank you.
On the sporting product, is that sort of domestic footy, NRL, or is that more sort of the US-based sports?
Yeah, so the first phase has been the two Australian primary football codes, ARL and NRL, NRL and AFL rather. So that was the first phase, but the roadmap quickly pivots to the US sports, the three big US sports, your NBA, your NFL and your Major League Baseball, and also accommodates your English Premier League as well. We've talked to wagering providers. We know what their largest source of turnover is, and certainly those American sports turnover very well. So that's the focus for this phase, and then we'll continue to expand sports as we sort of grow from there. It's really about foundation building. Our first offers are in market for the footy codes, but the others will quickly follow, and quite soon we'll have a fairly extensive sporting pack, which will be able to drive growth in Australia and the UK and beyond. Thanks,
Tim. And just turning to cost, where do you see your OPEX in FY24 in comparison to the current financial year?
Yeah, thanks, Max. Look, we've certainly done the bulk of the capability building in FY22 and FY23. We've invested heavily in sort of IT development, system capability, and growing out that sort of IT production house, I guess, that maturing the governance around that, establishing a stronger international presence, building out our products, building sales capability. So we feel like we've digested the largest part of that capability building. So we expect OPEX growth to slow significantly in FY24, and we expect it to be quite a bit lower than revenue growth. And hopefully that'll lead to a widening of the jaws going forward as revenue grows more quickly than OPEX. So it'll be modest, OPEX growth in FY24.
Thanks, Tim. Next one. Once integrated, what is retention like for onboarded clients?
Yeah, look, that's one of the beauties of our business model, Max. There is a little bit of work involved in integration, and Racing and Sports takes an approach where we really customise our integration and meet the needs of the client as wherever we possibly can. And once they integrate with our system, we have really high levels of customer loyalty. We have incredibly low churn, particularly with our wagering operator clients. So we tend to have long-standing, trusted win-win relationships and very low churn rates. And when you get in there and if you do a good job and you provide a good service, it's generally a favourable relationship that runs for the very long term.
Thanks, Tim. Just a few questions around who are your competitors and how is your data bank different to what they might have?
Yeah, look, so we do operate across a diverse range of areas. I think in terms of our competitors in the data and content space, if I start with Australia, racing.com do a little bit, BetMakers do a little bit. And in the UK, the Press Association and Racing Post are traditional competitors. I guess what differentiates us, as well as having that really well curated quality database, we keep market-leading ratings for every individual runner. We've got a team of sort of 15, 20 ratings experts, racing experts that have sort of studied under industry guru Gary Crisp and have given us a really credible rating source across every single runner, across every jurisdiction. So that really does give us an edge in getting insights and informed tips. That and a number of proprietary data points that we add through our Sri Lankan team, really give us an edge, as well as our international coverage as well. So we do have quite a moat around the business, particularly with those ratings that allow us to give, what we think are some of the best tipping services and content services in the market.
Thanks, Tim. I think a bit of a dumb question here once it's spelled out. You spoke about the new Easy Better product. Can you just sort of elaborate on what that actually does, what it is?
Yeah, so look, Easy Better, is a product that sort of combines all of the racing and sports data and analytics, our database, our data insights, the ratings I just talked about, and I guess an easier to engage with customer experience. So it's targeted at the newer participant in the racing industry who doesn't have deep knowledge, but wants to know that they're drawing on someone who does have deep knowledge. So Easy Better, I guess it's like a form of informed mystery betting product. So the client can pick their risk profile, they can pick their preferred bet type, and then agree their staking amount, and then Racing and Sports with our superior analytics will go away and develop a set of bets for that customer across wins, across exotics, across multiples in some situations, and essentially, produce bets for the customer. So it's a really high quality analytics mystery betting scenario, which we think will appeal to the younger demographic and the newer customers to racing.
Thanks, Tim. That concludes the Q&A session. I'll just hand it back to you for a few closing remarks.
Yeah, look, thanks, Max. They're really great to have the opportunity to talk to your customers and audience today. Look, it is a really exciting time for racing and sports. We've gone through that, I guess that change process of the IPO. We are really building those foundations. A really strong growth runway ahead of us, which should lead to high rates of growth over the next few years, both internationally and across that sort of product diversification and integration. So look, it's an exciting time. As we said, we expect to go to break even and beyond, and we're looking forward to just really building on those great foundations and leveraging that real credibility that comes with the racing and sports brand, and having a really strong period of sustained growth and profitability going forward. So it's an exciting time for us. Thanks, Max.
Sorry, Tim. We've had a late question. I better ask it. Given consolidation occurring in the industry, has this impacted sales cycles for upselling with existing clients or winning new clients?
Yeah, look, there's been some consolidation that's occurred. Mostly at the the tier 2 and 3 end, and to date we've been fairly lucky that we haven't been very impacted by that. I think a number of businesses have said recently that they're potentially up for sale. I think those sorts of businesses probably slow their change or their engagement cycles. So probably unique to those one or two clients. It probably does slow the opportunity a little bit. But I think beyond that, we're still getting really strong engagement from tier 1s, tier 2s, tier 3s, who are still looking to find ways to differentiate themselves, find cost efficiency, drive growth. So, we don't have much concern around that over the next period. And, given where we are in our growth ramp up, we feel that any small factors that will come from that will be far exceeded by, those strong growth trajectories internationally and through product diversification.
Thanks, Tim. That concludes this session.